Cole turned one over on a first down at midfield. I think it was the first series of the game, if I'm right. Casey turned one over, and then Lamar in the Wildcat. So we had 3 different turnovers in the first half. We were able to move the ball, but we had no points at halftime. Defensively, we've got to keep plugging away. If we don't force some turnovers, we have a hard time. Come back the second half. Obviously, the second half kickoff was big because there was a turnover. That's why the second half was different than the first half. A.J. Butler stripped the ball out. Joe Stoner picked it up. That was another turnover. The offense, really all night, we felt good about everything, to be honest. Cole played the majority of the game because it was a triple option game. They had a hard time adjusting. They had a hard time stopping it. So it was a tale of 2 halves. It comes back to turnovers for us. It's all about turnovers with our football team. It's something we came in here 24th in the country in turnover margin. Where we are defensively right now, we can't afford to cough it up on offense. And we have to force turnovers on defense. Kicking game, they again, it was a little bit like Texas. They exposed us on kickoff return. We probably got a little selfish on one. Chase brought out from deep with good hang time. The other couple kickoff returns, they stoned us. Bad field position all night. I mean, our offense, some of those drives were really impressive. To take that ball from the 5-yard line a couple times against a defense like that was pretty impressive. It's frustrating because, again, for us to win, particularly against a team like this, but really any team, to be quite honest, we have to play flawless. And we're not really capable of that just yet. We're getting better. I really appreciate our team in the second half. I really appreciate the fight. You're down 25-0 at halftime. They really pulled off a little bit right there at the end of the first half. Chris Peterson kind of a little bit. But the second half, it shows you what this can be. The atmosphere in this stadium, to be quite honest, I thought it was electric. You could feel it. And when that atmosphere is electric and we play decent to good football, you see the results of that. It looked like a different team. Again, we never could stop Boise, to be quite honest. But we kind of fed off the crowd. We fed off those turnovers, and it was impressive. If you're Boise State coming in here, I'm sure, they played in front of, 33,000 or 35,000 the last couple games at home, and you come in here tonight. I don't know what our attendance was, but it was a big-time atmosphere in that stadium, and I really appreciate it. These players appreciate it. And we just got to get as good as we can get, as fast as we can get, and try to squeeze out some wins. That's what it is. But, to come back from 25-0, that's encouraging. But 3 turnovers in the first half were really disappointing, and we continue to really struggle on defense. Really struggle. So.
Coach, you only passed the ball once in the entire second half until that very last play. Why the decision to throw it on that 4th down?
It was 4th and 4. We just felt like that gave us the best opportunity. And really, BR was a little late getting the ball out. But in fairness to him, when you've been sitting over there for a while and you bring him in to try to throw it. 4th and 4, we made some big 3rd downs. When number 8's in there, they know we're going to run it. But we know when Air Force is going to run it, too. That doesn't mean you can stop it. So you got a valid point. It's just 4th and 4. You feel like, we kind of had what we wanted on that 4th and 4. We just didn't get the ball out of there fast enough.
Did you think about letting Colt throw it on that one?
No.
What you tell you guys at halftime, Coach, down 25-0?
Narrow the focus. Don't think of all the ramifications. Don't think about what the final score might be. Don't think about how hard we worked and we might not get anything out of this. Just go play the second half. Just go play like it's nothing. That's where we are. That's where we are in this. Who we kidding? Every time we snap the ball, it's to our good. We're walking out here right now. We played 5 games, and it was Texas Tech, and Boise. So let's all take a deep breath, and realize what we are, where we are. But we need every snap. We need every snap for us to get better, and we've got to stay healthy for us to get better. And that's the key, you know. So I'm curious to see how we came out of this game injury-wise, because we had a lot of guys, you know, Rashad Rainey played. The shoulder was a problem. Chase Clayton was hurt early. Destry Berry has some ribs. We got a lot of guys, because it's a physical team. Like I said, I mean, there were some licks out there. That young freshman quarterback of ours took some licks. And you got to love him coming back. I mean, he turned that ball over in the first series. He's a tough son of a gun. He's a fighter. So, I mean, that's a true freshman quarterback out there going against a really good defense, and he took some hits. But for us, we need every snap, and we need to be healthy.
Coach, you've talked about how good this running game is when it's clicking. After tonight, how good is this running game?
It's good. You know, if we get some more explosives in there, you know, if we get it, if we get to we have a few more explosive plays, it'll be really good. And then when we can just throw it a little bit better, which we'll be able to do at some point, I think you can see, you know, we're in the right scheme. We're in the right scheme. I think we just rushed for 300 and what? 330 yards against Boise. And you know, you really feel like the clock ran out. You know, you felt like if we could have kept going, we could have kept moving. You know, we were getting better as the game went on. But it's a you know, it's a heck of a scheme, and we'll play against that scheme next week. So we've got our work cut out for us next week.
Bob, big picture, I know you're not into moral victories, but you just beat that team 20. That's Boise State. You beat 29-7 in the second half. You got physical. You kicked. You were a better football team in the second half. I know you're not looking for moral victories, but in that stadium, it felt different. I mean, as far as the big picture, there's got to be a lot for team.
Yeah, I just know exactly where we are. I mean, I understand that. You know, all those things you just said. I just know for us to beat Texas State next week, it'll be a heck of a challenge. And we need to be healthy, and we need to keep getting better. And we can't have self-inflicted mistakes for us to win. So yeah, I appreciate all that. You know, I appreciate the atmosphere in there. I appreciate when we got off the bus at the Lobos walk, what that atmosphere was like. You know, but I also know for us to win against anybody, we've got to be darn near perfect.
Where's the confidence level of your team right now after a game like this?
I don't know. I think offensively it's really good. You know, I think defensively it's a little frustrating because we've been in so many third downs this year. God, I mean, that's something we've always taken pride in, was our third down scheme and third down defense everywhere we've been. We've had so many third downs that people have converted on us. But I think they feel good about themselves. I mean, I do. I think this team feels good about themselves.
Coach, how frustrating is that? You have them on I don't know how many third downs, and then you can't stop them one time.
Pretty frustrating. That's why I just said that. Pretty frustrating. It really is, because, you know, third downs is such a momentum down. I mean, you get them to third down, and then all of a sudden they convert, and now the air comes out of the balloon. You got to start over. I mean, third downs is frustrating, but, you know, we're in that dilemma again. Now it's Texas Tech and Boise. You know, they're pretty good. But we really can't play man, okay? So now when you play zone, they're kind of licking their chops. You know, now do you 4-man rush, 3-man rush? So, you know, there's a lot of teams like that. There's a lot of teams like that. And we just got to keep fighting and keep getting better and find some things we can do on third down.
How much energy did you guys get off of that goal line stand?
I can't remember. There were so many things in this game. You know what? There was a lot of energy in that stadium too. I wish we could have finished it, but we'll have more chances. We'll have more chances to finish.
After Lamar's fumble, you went 2 straight plays to him. What was your message to him? Did you want him to bounce back?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Lamar, that was, you know, we talked ourselves out of it. You know, just if you hear the discussion of, Cole was in there, we're going to run option with Cole. And then we're going to throw it. We're going to run a naked with BR, which probably would have been really good. And then we said, well, you know what? It's only second down. Let's go with Lamar. And right away, you worry about ball security because he hasn't done it a lot, and he puts the ball on the ground. But that's not effort. And you see Lamar come back later in that game, made some big-time plays and some big runs. So, yeah, Lamar's a good player.
Coach, are you so concerned that you might become too dominant and too dependent on the run?
That's what we are. That's what we are right now. You know, to stabilize this program, that's what we have to be. Because on defense, for us to have a chance to win, we need to control that clock and control that ball. That's what we are. Until we build the defense up, And it takes a little more time on defense. You can scheme it up on offense. It's hard to scheme it on defense. They find you, they isolate you. So that's just where we are right now. We are dependent on the line. Saquon Edwards didn't dress. He has an Achilles. We're a little thin at receiver, but I think we can throw it adequately with BR.
Last one?
On the first drive before that fumble, it was good rhythm. Were those plays scripted?
Yeah, we scripted all of it. The problem with us is we scripted. We came off the 5-yard line so many times that you're off the script because you're backed up. But yeah, we scripted just like they did. You talk about some formations and some scheme now. They were throwing some scheme at us, including that fake extra point, which they do a heck of a job.
Coach Davies going to go to radio. We've got Cole Gauchi here.